Crossroads Inn is a simulation game that places you at the head of a medieval inn. You'll need not only to oversee the inn, but also to navigate the political mess that is your country by responding to the quests correctly. It has a sandbox mode and campaign mode. Let's start from the bad. This game is somewhat buggy. From the beginning, I have wrestled with tutorial, as even such thing as room expansion seem to be really not want to go through. Currently, my guests are also eating their own plates with the food, and some "have you been given this" text reappears when talking to people at the bottom of the conversations. The game is far from unplayable though, and the developers are working hard on fixing the issues after releasing a lengthy apology that so many bugs even ended up in the full release. Neutrals. Crossroads Inn is a fairly idle game. Yes, you can scold your employees for taking breaks, yes, you need to reorder or grow some more stuff for your recipes, but a lot of your game time will be spent waiting on money to either improve your inn and fulfill an objective. Or just, to buy something, to build something. You need money for everything. In my findings, it's best to not rely on scolding employees, but hire employees that are not lazy to begin with, and just let them do their own thing. If they're not doing the thing efficiently enough, manage their priorities and switch some actions off, set others for high priority. Now, I have nothing against idle games. I loved Dawn of Man and Foundation, which both similarly had you just waiting on things, but for some this might be a deal breaker, hence why it's worth mentioning. I really wish for more furniture. I finished 2 levels of the story campaign and it took me 5 hours, and I still only have 1 type of table. Maybe in the future I will have more than 1 type of table, and while 1 type of table is more than enough for a management bit of the game, if we all want to build unique inns, we could use as many different shapes and forms in our furniture as possible. So not a deal breaker, but I just want more stuff to be able to make a really unique inn. The good. Crossroads Inn provided me with a more in-depth story than I ever could have imagined in an inn management game. It's ripe with different sides, all wanting their own way. There's an overarching plot point of King's murder, and you have a stake at the throne, not something you normally would see in an inn management sim. I was pleasantly surprised. With the music, visuals, and gameplay, I found myself really enjoying the game. Even with the current bugs, I found the gameplay engaging and the game very entertaining. So everything that makes a game a good game, atmosphere, management elements, visuals, music, how it runs, it all gets a plus from me. Overall, I would say that if you're not into purchasing right now, Crossroads Inn is at the very least worth keeping on your radar to get later. The bugs would be my main reason not to purchase, however the developers are working on the fixes rather fast, and even what I show here may not even be true already. So the best way to know what bugs still exist is to go into news and updates and to look into the Steam community hub for the major complaints right now. To compare, Tropico 6 released so buggy that I could not progress the game for 2 months. So bugginess, it is something that I can work with in Crossroads Inn because I can work around it, and it bothers me a lot less than it should. I would say currently the game is a solid 6 or 7 and could go up to a full 8 or 9 once fixed. So I personally feel like it's enjoyable, so at the very least, give it a look.